Last summer we went to France, Italy and Switzerland to do the Tour Du Mont Blanc. This world famous hike is 170 kilometers long.
You might be wondering what to take for this hike because it is a multi-day hike and you don't want to carry too much or you don't want to carry too less. So in this video, we're going to show you exactly the minimal gear what you need to take with you to finish this trek.
And little side note, we stayed in refugees. If you're camping, this video, we
Might not be useful.
might not be useful because we did take camping stuff. So yeah, if you're staying in refugees and hotels, keep watching. So let's start with the backpacks. I took this Gregory Stout 60 liters backpack. I love this brand, really.
I have also the Gregory 58 liters. But you might be wondering, these backpacks are a little too big. Yes, that's true. This is our favorite backpacks. We have done a lot of multi-day hikes in this and we didn't want to invest in another new backpack. And these fit so good.
Yeah,
Fit
no,
us.
like I
Yeah.
think the fit, like how it fits on your back is more important than the size. Of course, it shouldn't be too heavy, otherwise it's just a waste of weight on your back.
Our backpacks is a mine is 2.2 kilos, Mira's is 1.8, I think. You can take a little bit lighter backpack, maybe around 30 to 35 or even 40 liters would be enough if you're doing Tour de Mont Blanc and staying in refugios.
But one tip, you do need some extra space for the lunch, which you have to take every day. So don't pack it all up because then you might fall into problems.
So the next topic is the footwear or shoes. So we had like a typical hiking shoes. We also saw a lot of people with trail running shoes. And Mira was really impressed with the trail running shoes.
Like, of course they look amazing, but there were like, I think even more than half of the people were wearing trail running shoes. And that was the first time I saw so many people with them. I thought, now, this might be an interesting thing for our next hike because they're, of course, super lightweight.
Our hiking shoes were really good, proper waterproof shoes, and we have walked a lot in those shoes, so we know exactly how those shoes are.
But next to your hiking shoes, you also really need some shoes for in the evenings. Most refugees, no, not most, like half of the refugees, they offer Crocs or some flip-flops, but not all of them. So you also need to take them yourself because you're not allowed to go with your dirty, stinky hiking shoes into the rooms.
Not even socks, right?
Not even socks, no. And luckily, because otherwise, you're with so many people in that room, it would just unbearable, I think.
So for footwear, hiking shoes and a normal slippers.
And in certain months, you also have to take crampons. These are these things with hooks which you put under your feet. And with them you can walk through the snow. If you go in July and August, no issue. But if you go in June or September, you already have to check the weather if you might need them. Because if you need them and you don't have them, you have a really big problem.
I think already in July, on our first day, we did like a little detour.
Yeah.
It was our mistake, but there was still snow.
And one of the most important things are hiking poles. I think doing this hike without them is just... it's not possible.
Especially if you're old like us, knees are gonna give up.
No, like we did a lot of hikes around the world, but this is the only hike where you go
up and down,
up and down all day, like 3-4 times a day. So you really need hiking poles.
Yeah, and you don't even have to carry the hiking pole from your own country. I didn't bring it. So I bought my hiking pole in Chamonix. It was, I think, 30 euros.
Yeah, it's really cheap.
Pretty good. And the guy also said that for Tour de Mont Blanc, they should be fine. And it was fine. So yeah, you don't really need to fly with your hiking poles. You can get anything in Chamonix. So for clothing, back in 2021, we attempted to do Tour de Mont Blanc, but we failed on day one itself because we were carrying a lot of stuff, a lot of clothing. So we learned a lesson from that. And this time we went pretty minimal. And everything we carried, by the end, we really didn't think that we could have carried extra or we could have carried less. So we had a perfect packing.
Yeah.
So for the top, I took 2 half t-shirt and 1 full-length t-shirt. And all those t-shirts were made from merino wool. So merino wool is a certain kind of clothing in which you're sweating a lot. But if you wear the t-shirt next day, it's not going to stink. It's just magic.
It's magic, yeah.
So, and we were hiking in peak summer. So every day we would just sweat like crazy. But if you wear the t-shirt next day, we just didn't stink at all. The reason why I took 3 t-shirts was because it was summer and in all the refugios, you can just wash your clothes, just hang in there. You don't even have to wash with the soap, just rinse it and hang it. And it was fine. And did you take some extra
I didn't take merino.
No?
I just took this Nike super lightweight sport shirts, like super small. two of them, and two shirts for in the evening, like one, like just the top and one shirt. So in total, like three and a half shirts. And I wash them every night. Super quick dry. They dry in half an hour, completely fine. Some people take one, but I dictate two because you're never sure if the sun is shining.
Yeah.
If it's not shining, then you have to wear it again in the next day, and you don't want to because you're sweating so much.
Yeah. 3 is a really good number, because what I was doing is I kept 2 for hiking whole day and 1 for when I was in the refugio. But in case of emergency, I could also use the third one for walking. And for pants, so Mira took 3 things and I took 2. So I had 1 gym shorts and 1 full length hiking pants, which you can also sort of zip it out and make it a shorts. So I was wearing the hiking pants throughout the whole day. And when I was in refugio, I'll just wear a gym shorts. So that's also was really cool that we were doing in July, that it was not really extreme cold or extreme, raining.
It was
So-
a heat wave, in fact.
Yeah.
On top of that, you need like 1 fleece, because in the evenings it does get cold, especially because you walked in the sun all day. Like, if it suddenly gets cold, it's really like your body cools down really quick. So we had 1 fleece and 1 rain jacket.
Yeah, I had 1. I didn't take fleece. I just had 1 normal jacket, which I was wearing as fleece in the refugios. And I think only just one day for 15 minutes I had to wear that jacket in the morning, where we started early morning. And you're already so warm in July that you have to take it off. But if you're doing in September, October, it's really important to take fleece or a jacket. And rain jacket as well, because you never know.
It can be raining for like non-stop.
Yeah.
We didn't take raining pants. I just took the gamble because these pants are so heavy. And I thought, okay, when it's raining, I will just wear my shorts. And I will hope that it dries in that evening.
Yeah, but if you have enough room in your backpack, and if you think that your backpack is light, in the end, you can sort of add the raining pants. Because there might be chance that it could be raining for 3-4 days straight. And it wouldn't be fun to walk in the rain all day and wear wet shorts again next morning.
Of course, we also took undies and socks. Same as the shirt, you can wash them every day.
Yeah.
So we took like 2 hiking socks, 1 socks for in the evening. And for undies, like 4 or 5 pair.
Yeah, I took like 4 pairs undies. And for socks, we also had merino wool socks.
Oh yeah, merino wool socks. Perfect.
So also you're walking whole day, it's not gonna stink. You can wear it next morning as well. So 2 socks I used for hiking and 1 socks for refugio. You did the same?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
We went there in a heat wave, so something really important is to take sunglasses and a sun hat, because the sun is like straight on top of you and it's on your face, on your head all day, and crazy. Like, my head got really bad burns, and that was really painful.
So that was it for clothing. So now we're gonna talk about sleeping bag or liners.
Yeah. So this is it. Don't take a sleeping bag. Really, you don't have to if you stay in refugees. They have blankets. There was just 1 refugee without blankets. But like, it's so warm there. You're with so many people in a room, so it warms up, What we did take is a liner. This is the Thermolite liner. They're the best. They're really comfy and they really keep you warm.
So now let's move to the toiletries and medicine.
Yeah, and now we were talking about sleeping and liners. Another really important thing if you want to sleep are earplugs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because people snore, like it's crazy.
And in some of the refugios, you are sleeping like literally your mattresses are next to each other. So you're literally like sleeping next to each other like this, So there might be chances that you are sleeping next to someone who's snoring.
Yeah, like in our normal bed, we don't even sleep that close to each other.
And also eye mask, because I'm the person who cannot sleep in not even a little bit of light. So eye mask is also really important.
Please take a soap. Like, you have the possibility to take a shower every evening. Like, the showers are perfect on the track.
Oh, yeah.
In every refugee, they're super nice and warm. So please take them, because people were really smelly. And I heard also I saw people not taking a shower. Like, come on.
Like you pay so much to stay in a refugee, so why not just make the most out of it?
Yeah, and that's also a bit of respect to others.
Yeah.
Just take that shower.
Yeah, and I had this soap, which is also like a shampoo. So, I didn't have to take extra shampoo. And sometimes I would also just wash my undies with that soap, because I didn't want to take extra detergent.
And another toiletry you cannot miss, sunscreen.
Yeah.
Sunscreen for your body, sunscreen for your lips, because you will burn.
And at least SPF 50.
Yeah.
It's really insane, crazy sun.
First aid is for everyone personal, but of course take some painkillers, ibuprofen.
I had some blisters, and that's also a cool part about merino socks is that they would avoid you getting blisters, or if you are the person who really get blisters really fast, they would at least reduce the number of blisters you have. By the end, I almost needed the blister band-aid. So yeah, that's really important if you are the person who always has blisters. And just a normal band-aid, because you never know. Some of the parts is really, really tricky. So you might slip or you might fall. So really, like first aid, don't take it for granted.
No, just take this little baggies, you know.
Yeah.
It's always safe. Better safe than sorry.
Sorry, yes.
Oh, one thing I forgot. The quick drying towel. Of course, if you have to take a shower, you also have to dry yourself.
Yeah.
And don't take the biggest towel out there. Just take this little towel. It's completely fine.
Because the refugees, they are not going to provide you with towels.
Oh, no. There was toilet paper, but no soaps, no towels. Oh, of course not. They cannot.
No. So now what to carry for snacks or foods? Our expert would tell you.
Nothing. No, of course. No, you have to take a lunch, but the most refugees, they provide you with a takeaway lunch. And if they not, you can go to grocery market to get some lunch for that day. But really, don't take that much snacks. Like,
No.
don't waste the weight with snacks, because you can eat everywhere.
Exactly.
Like in every refugee, they have nice Snickers, Mars bars. The food is amazing. And of course, if you really care about your health, you can always take some supplements. We always take this little Ziploc baggies with some fish oil and stuff, and it really makes you feel a bit
Yeah, fish
more
oil,
healthy.
multivitamin, and
Yeah.
this that. And now let's move on to water bottles.
Yeah, we made a mistake there. We had 1 liter water bottles, and it was not good. It was too less. Like, of course, we also were there in a heat wave, but every day I was thirsty, and every day I was like, oh, I just have
Yeah.
this much left, and we still have to do so much. So I'm going to survive this.
There's also a lot of, those like the plastic bags, which has a filter on the top.
Life
so you
straw.
can, yeah, so you can always just fill it up from the running
Streams.
streams. If I had to do it again, I would buy
Yeah,
that.
I would take a life straw bottle, because there's not much points, like proper points at the refugee or so, where you can fill it up in
Yeah.
between
But
the
there
hikes.
are like some days where you have the water running from the glacier.
Oh yeah,
But we didn't want to risk
No.
it to drink it directly out of glacier. But if you have that filter,
It should
then
be
it
fine.
should be fine. Yes.
Hopefully.
So next we move on to some personal items: passport, wallet, your ATM card.
Cash, it's always handy to have some cash, but especially in Switzerland, you can pay with euros everywhere. So if it's really expensive for you, for example, to pay with card there, just take some euros, and the exchange rate is just 101. So it's pretty good.
Until 2022.
20, yeah, maybe that changed for next year because the euro. So packing cubes are really my lifesaver. Like, I'm pretty organized, and I cannot just pull my stuff in a backpack, you know, I freak
No.
out. So you can really organize your stuff in a packing cube, and there are also they have this one zip, but also this other zip to take all the air out. So this becomes this with
Yeah.
a packing cube. And we
Comment down below if you never used a packing cube and you just knew the packing cube now.
And we have this packing cubes from a really nice Dutch brand. I will put it down below, but I also have some other packing cubes from available worldwide. And also an e-reader, or a Kindle, or
Kindle.
an e-book or a book, because you arrive like around 3-4 o'clock, you know, at the refugee, sometimes a bit later, but you do have to do something in the evenings. And it's so nice to have your book there and read your book with this incredible
Beautiful
views.
view,
Oh,
yeah.
it's like that's such a nice time of the day.
Yeah. And also one more really important thing was our sports watch. So we use this Garmin sports watch, and it's really cute.
Mine is really cute.
And it's really useful to measure, how much you're doing every day, how much calories you're burning, so how much is your heart rate or your oxygen levels. So you can just keep a track of your movement, your health, So next one, we're going to talk about electronics. And doing these multi-day hikes, one issue which you run into is how do we charge stuff? Some refugees, you would have charging point next to your bed. In some refugees, you would have charging point in the common areas. But you should be able to charge your stuff. So really don't freak out. And because you can charge your stuff, you really do not need to take a power bank. If your mobile survive at least for one day, really don't take power
No,
bank.
like these things are heavy. They take ages to charge, and like you can charge every evening. We had so many stuff to charge, and we never had issues.
No.
Never. Just make sure that if your stuff is charged, take it out.
We also carry a lot of filming gear, drones. So instead of taking power bank, I just took extra batteries for the cameras and the drone. So it was really fine, and you could charge every day. So really, you don't have to stress about charging stuff. Unlike how we had in Everest Base Camp.
Yeah. No, it's not that cold, so it's not that your batteries are draining or so, you know. If you talk about like filming stuff, another really big tip we have for everyone is the peak design clip.
It's like you have something on the bottom of your camera, you have a clip here on your backpack, and you just clip, and your camera just hangs here.
So our camera was just hanging there all day. The weight is a bit, you know, from your back to the front. It's amazing. Like, yeah, we love that clip. Oh, and headlamp.
Oh, yeah.
Headlamp, always handy. Like, I didn't use it that much, but sometimes you do need them. Like,
Especially also like if you are doing it in September or so, October, then the days are become a bit shorter.
Yeah. No, but there were refugees where going to the toilet was completely in the dark, so you really need them sometimes. I took this camera cube. It's also from Amazon, super cheap. And it's not that heavy, so you can put your camera in there if it's raining or so it has to go in your bag. And like during the day, I would just put it with my lunch, fill it up with the lunch, you know, and in worst case, I can take that out and put my camera. So yeah, I will link this down below. It's really, really handy.
So that was it for our packing list. And if you haven't watched our proper Tour du Mont Blanc series, go watch it here, or maybe it would be here, because a lot of things didn't go as planned. So if you want to know more about it, go watch our previous videos.